Cold open, the most important security question today is not only, can this file run code, or can this website steal a password? The question is, what hidden trust path did the attacker convince you, your browser, or your AI tool to follow? In one story, malware contains text aimed at an analyst's AI assistant. In another, a browser extension with more than 10 million installs reportedly had dormant capability to inject scripts. In a third, the FBI warns that redirect chains can quietly route victims from ordinary clicks to fraud, fake logins, malware, or scams. The answer is not panic. The answer is boundary control. Verify destinations independently, treat untrusted content as data, and remove privileges that tools do not actually need. This is Daily Tech Hack Global. Today's central thesis is simple: modern security failures increasingly happen in the space between trusted surfaces. The user trusts a link because it came from search or an ad. The analyst trusts a model because it summarizes evidence quickly. The employee trusts a browser extension because it seems useful and popular. Attackers look for those gaps. By the end of this briefing, you should be able to answer one practical question: before you trust a page, a file, an extension, or an AI-assisted workflow, what should you check? First, the AI security story. The Hacker News, citing Sentinel-1 research, reported on Gaslight, a previously undocumented Rust-based macOS implant and information stealer. The report says researchers assessed the tool with high confidence as linked to North Korea-aligned threat activity. The most unusual detail is not just that it targets macOS or collects information. It reportedly embeds fabricated system failure-style messages intended to influence LLM-assisted triage. In plain English, the sample contains text that is not meant for the victim. It is meant for the defender's analysis process. That matters because security teams are rapidly adding AI helpers to workflows, summarizing logs, labeling alerts, reading suspicious documents, explaining code, and turning malware notes into incident timelines. Those tools can be useful, but only if the workflow keeps evidence separate from instructions. A string inside a malware sample, a web page, a log entry, or a document is untrusted content. It should not be able to override the analyst's system prompt, suppress output, or tell the model to abandon the investigation. The safe lesson for defenders is architectural, not offensive. Put untrusted evidence in clearly labeled containers. Use tooling that separates system instructions from retrieved content. Strip or escape hidden directives where possible. Require human review before a model-assisted conclusion becomes an incident decision. Log what the model saw and why it made the recommendation. If your detection pipeline uses agents that can call tools, make sure suspicious text cannot trigger actions outside the analysis scope. AI can accelerate triage, but it should not become another command channel for the attacker. For everyday users and small businesses, the Gaslight story still has a practical takeaway. macOS is not immune to targeted malware. Be careful with files sent through unsolicited recruiting, crypto, developer collaboration, investment, or support messages. Do not grant accessibility, screen recording, keychain, automation, or browser profile access unless there is a clear reason. If an app claims some AI tool says it is safe, do not treat that as proof. Verify through your organization, your security vendor, or a trusted support channel. Second, browser extension trust. The Hacker News also reported on Island research into a Chrome extension named AdBlock for YouTube, described as having more than 10 million installs and a featured badge. According to the report, researchers found architectural ingredients for arbitrary JavaScript execution on websites, activated by a server-side configuration change, without a normal extension update, without a store review, and without an obvious visible sign to the user. The report also says there was no evidence that malicious payloads were distributed through that path at analysis time. That distinction is important. This is not a claim that every user was attacked. It is a risk model story. Why is that risk model serious? Because browser extensions sit inside one of the most sensitive applications people use. A browser session may include personal email, bank accounts, admin dashboards, source code platforms, cloud consoles, customer support tools, health portals, and finance systems. An extension that can read or alter pages across many sites has a powerful position. Popularity and store badges help with initial trust, but they do not remove the need for permission review, ownership review, and ongoing monitoring. The defensive checklist is straightforward. Remove extensions you do not use. Prefer tools from publishers with transparent ownership and a clear security record. Review permissions, especially access to all websites, clipboard, downloads, tabs, and page content. In companies, manage extensions centrally. Separate sensitive admin work from general browsing. Use dedicated browser profiles for cloud administration, finance, and customer data. If a convenience extension needs access to everything, ask whether the convenience is worth the blast radius. Third, the FBI IC3 warning on malicious traffic distribution systems. The FBI says criminals use these redirect systems to move people from phishing emails, poison search results, fraudulent ads, compromised legitimate sites, promotions, or app downloads toward fake login pages, financial scams, malware downloads, or other fraud. The PSA says the chain can filter visitors by IP address, operating system, location, device, and browser. That means two people clicking what looks like the same path may not see the same final content. A victim may see a fake login page. A researcher or automated scanner may see something harmless. This explains why some scams feel difficult to reproduce after the fact. The dangerous page may only appear to a certain region, device type, browser, or time window. A business owner may not realize a compromised plugin or weak website account is sending some visitors to fraud. A user may only remember that the first click looked normal. The hidden path in the middle did the work. For users, the habit is simple: do not log in, pay, install, or grant remote access after a surprise redirect. If the task involves banking, payroll, taxes, healthcare, crypto, cloud administration, or identity documents, open a new tab and type the known address yourself or use a saved bookmark. Check the domain carefully, not just the logo. Be skeptical of urgent update prompts, unexpected account warnings, QR codes that bypass normal navigation, and pages that ask for payment or credentials after an ad click. For organizations, this is also a monitoring problem. Watch for unusual outbound redirects from owned websites. Keep content management systems, plugins, themes, and third-party tags updated. Enforce multi-factor authentication for website administrators. Limit who can edit pages, scripts, and advertising tags. Use web application firewalls and integrity checks where appropriate. Train help desks and finance teams that a phone call or callback number displayed after a redirect is not automatically trustworthy. The fourth signal today comes from Bleeping Computer's RSS feed, which included reporting on an order tracking app abused to push callback phishing attacks and a Polish action against a SIM swapping group tied to millions in cryptocurrency theft. The pages returned HTTP 403 to this automated job, so I am not going beyond the feed-level facts. But the pattern fits the wider theme: attackers keep targeting identity and trust workflows. They want the phone number, the callback, the support conversation, the one-time code, or the person who can be rushed into approving a transaction. Here is the payoff in the middle of the video. If you remember only one line, remember this. Verify the path, not just the page. A legitimate brand name, popular extension, helpful AI summary, or familiar-looking support message does not prove the route is safe. Ask where the instruction came from, what permission it is requesting, and whether you can confirm it through an independent channel. There are also policy and market implications. As AI agents become more common in security operations and business workflows, vendors will need stronger prompt injection defenses, audit trails, and separation between untrusted content and privileged actions. Browser vendors and enterprise administrators will face more pressure to review extension capabilities after installation, not just at submission time. And organizations that depend on ads, search, affiliate links, and third-party scripts will need better visibility into redirects that customers experience in the real world. What should you watch next? Watch for AI security tools that clearly document how they isolate hostile content. Watch for browser extension platforms adding stronger controls around remote configuration and broad site access. Watch for security awareness training that moves beyond fake email examples and includes redirects, callback scams, QR codes, app permissions, and AI workflow manipulation. The attack surface is not just endpoints and servers anymore. It is the decision path. To close, today's defensive actions are practical. Audit your extensions. Use bookmarks or typed addresses for high-value accounts. Treat untrusted logs, files, documents, and web pages as data when using AI tools. Verify money movement, support calls, and account recovery through a second trusted channel. Report cyber-enabled fraud to ic3.gov in the United States, to reportfraud.ftc.gov for consumer scams, or to your National Cybercrime Center elsewhere. The future of security is not only better detection. It is better trust boundaries.